First of all, you can see all of my backyard and a little bit of the mess on my desk through the reflection of my glasses. But you know what that means? That means these bitches is shiny. Period. You know that I'm a Scorpio rising because you can't see my eyes. It's the mystery for me. Because the glass is so shiny, usually you can't see my eyes because shades. But now you can't see my eyes because the reflection. Beautiful. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your girl, Nath Hughes here. How are you all doing? I hope that you're doing amazing and wonderful and great. I'm doing amazing and wonderful and great. Don't I look good, bitch? I'm just fucking, it's the shine for me. It's the glow for me. Okay. Today, in today's video, we are talking about all of the reasons why you are the shit. So this is a little bit of hyping you up and helping you to shift your perspective and shift your focus, helping you to step into a greater level of self-love. Sound good? Awesome. So we have three piles. Pile number 1 is the 7 of Cups. Pile number 2 is the 3 of Swords. And pile number 3 is the High Priestess. These are interesting cards to get coming out. So I'm excited to see what each pile says. Timestamps are going to be in the description box below. And I'll see you there. All right, what's up, pile number 1? For those of you who chose the 7 of Cups or the first pile, let's get into it. We're getting messages about why you are the shit or what makes you the shit. We have our astrology die here, so we're gonna roll that for you. We have, this is Mercury in Cancer in the 10th house, which I absolutely love, the 7 of Cups. So the first thing that's coming out is you're very much dynamic, right? So the 10th house is going to be associated with Capricorn energy. This is very much career. And then we have Cancer energy, which is associated with the 4th house, associated with home, associated with nurture. And then we have Mercury here. So this is your mind, your intellect, and the way that you speak. With the energy of the 7 of Cups here, what's coming through, the reason that you're the shit is because of they just keep saying the word dynamic, the way that you have so many different facets to yourself in your career, your reputation, the way that people know you and the way that people see you is as somebody who is incredibly nurturing and loving. You have mastered this balance. We don't want to say a work-life balance, although for some of you that'll be applicable. It's more so the balance between the energy of Cancer and the energy of Capricorn. The energy of Cancer being home, being nurturing, being love, being the intuition. Cancer is ruled by the moons, but then also the energy of Saturn, right? Because Saturn rules Capricorn. This is the energy of business, right? This is the energy of work. This is the energy of dedication. Saturn is going to be responsibility. Saturn is going to be structure, but at the same time, the moon on the opposite end is going to be ever changing, right? The moon changes signs every 2.5 days. And so you are able to, number one, constantly be changing and shifting and evolving. You're really able to adapt to whatever environment that you're in. And it doesn't matter what environment you're in, you have this nurturing, loving presence around you where people just want to come to you. People just want to interact with you. People just want to be in your energy. Being in your energy is like being in the energy of a mom, right? And not the toxic, abusive mom, but like the they're saying the other mother from Caroline, but not the evil part, just the, oh my God, people get around you and you do make people kind of feel like, fuck, I wish this person was my mom. If you have kids, for some of you, if you have kids, your kids' friends wish that you were their parent. You're that person. For some of you, that story will be applicable when you do have kids and, they have friends and you get to interact with them in that way. But then we're also talking about actual adults and your friends and people kind of being envious, fuck, they're showing me Beyonce and Blue Ivy. Do you know how many people are damn, I wish that I was Blue Ivy. I wish that I could incarnate and be Beyonce's fucking kid. You know what I'm saying? And you have this energy about you where people are kind of envious of the children that you don't even have yet. People are damn, I wish that I could be nurtured by this person, and I wish that this person would have been my parent. I wish that this person would have raised me, because if pal number 1 had raised me, then I would be so much further in my life. You have this knack for nurturing people and loving people into their goals. And a lot of people who might consider themselves, we're going to say like mentors or coaches, a lot of people who do that work, a lot of people who like to give advice to others is very much, right, this Saturn energy, which tends to be restrictive, which tends to be hard, which tends to be, these are the rules that you must follow, because that is Saturn. Saturn is authority. Saturn is the father, and Cancer, the moon energy would be the energy of the mother, and the differences in dynamic in terms of like stereotypical Western culture and how both of those parental figures are supposed to show up. And so with the energy of Saturn, you have the ability to lead people. You have the ability to put people on the right path, and you do it combining with the energy of the moon in such a loving and nurturing way, where it's like, you know, those posts where you see them and it'll be like, you need to get your fucking act together. You know what I mean? You're not somebody who's going to deliver a message and say it in that way. You're going to tell someone that they need to get their act together, but you're not going to say it to them in a way that makes them feel bad. You're not going to do it in a way that makes them feel shame. And that's what people really love about you. You are the shit because of your intellect, okay? You're somebody who is really incredibly intuitive. And with the Seven of Cups, you're the shit because of your ability to visualize, your ability to daydream, really, because in terms of manifestations, that's where it starts. That's where your manifestations begin. That's where your desires begin. It begins in, what is the life that I want? What can I possibly dream up for myself? What can I imagine for myself? You're somebody that people see as someone who thinks something, or they dream something, they visualize something, and then it comes into their life. And it's like people are constantly connecting with you. You talk to somebody in December, and then you check back in with them in March, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah. So remember how I told you that I was going to have this goal and I was going to do this thing? Yeah, I did that. And so now I'm working on this, and this, or I'm a lot closer to this goal than I thought that I would be. And it's all happening so quickly, and people just see you as such a magical person. I'm hearing from Disney, a dream is the wish that your heart makes. People feel like you're somebody who can breathe life into your dreams, and you're such a mystical person, right? So we have Cancer and Capricorn. Cancer is water sign energy, Capricorn is earth sign energy, and so earth and water work really beautifully together in terms of water being our intuition and our emotions, and earth energy being this physical reality. And so your ability to manifest things into your physical reality is incredibly impressive. And that's why you are the shit. For some of you, you don't even realize the nature of this, or the fact that you do this, because a lot of times we get hung up on the things that aren't going right, okay? So you're definitely people who might, oh, okay, yeah, I got this thing, but what I really want is this. Oh, okay, yeah, I got this accomplishment. Yeah, that's awesome. But I also have this goal, and I also have this thing. And so a little bit of your advice coming through, helping you to shift your focus, is the more that you focus on everything that's going right for you, the more that things will just go right for you. Trust that everything is already going right for you. I feel like this group has a pretty good understanding of the law of attraction. If you don't, then by the time this video is up, I will have the copy of the Asking to Feel Better workshop, so you can go and get that. It's a whole workshop breaking down manifestation, how to work with it, different steps, all that good stuff. And where were we? Damn it, I lost it. Okay, that's fine. They'll bring it back. What's next? The focus should be on what you are enjoying doing and all of the things that are going right for you, because you're going to manifest what you focus on. And if you find yourself being more disappointed, it's because you focus on everything that's going wrong. They're calling me out. So I was looking at a thing. I have been known to be that person. Okay, fine. I posted on my Instagram story, and one story had like 55 people watch it. And then when you click to the next story, it was like 53 people had watched it, right? And it was one of those, like, it's a whole clip. So if you were watching the clip and you wanted to continue hearing what I had to say, or continue hearing what was going on, then you would have like clicked the next one, right? And so me seeing that drop in 2 numbers, 2 people clicked out of my Instagram story. And I almost allowed that to be a reason or an excuse to pinch myself off from my inner being, AKA feeling bad and not feeling good about my business, or not feeling good about the content that I create, or feeling like, oh, nobody wants to hear me speak, or nobody's not interested in me, or I'm not a good leader, and all of these other things. And so that shift in focus is now from, we no longer are focusing on the couple of people who don't connect with you. We're no longer focusing on the couple of people who don't vibe with you, the couple of people who don't like you. It's about understanding that everything is a vibration, and the people who are a vibrational match to you, the people who are around that, the people who are ready for you and to connect with you, if you're a leader, if you are helping people, the people who are ready to receive those messages, they're going to come and they're going to understand. And the people who aren't going to understand, they're just not going to understand. And it's about, are you willing to be okay with that? Are you willing to be okay that there are people in the world who aren't going to understand you? There are people in the world who you're not going to be able to help, right? Because you are incredibly helpful people and you're incredibly nurturing people. And so your focus might be on, yeah, I helped all of these people, but look at all of these other people who need help. Look at all these other people. Look at all the ways that I'm failing. And as you focus on that, you are telling yourself the story that you're not good enough. And that's why you're looking for that. Hold on. Energy shift for me too. Yes. Ooh. You're telling yourself the story that you're not successful. You're telling yourself the story that you can't get what it is that you desire. And so that's why you're focusing on everything that's going wrong, because you're telling yourself that you're a failure. And so you're looking for all of the ways that you can reaffirm the story that you're a failure, that you're not good enough, when in reality, you are incredibly successful. When in reality, you're amazing. When in reality, you are an incredibly powerful manifester. Ariana Grande, I want it, I got it. You definitely, with the energy of Mercury here, this is your mind and your thoughts and the things that you say, the way that you speak to people. You could really just speak to people in a way that really makes them feel like they can go out and have their own destiny. You have a beautiful reputation. You are known and you are seen in such an amazing high light. And it could be because things that happened in your childhood, where maybe you felt like you weren't seen in a high light, or maybe, you know, you had one bad experience and then you started telling yourself you were an outcast. You started telling yourself people didn't appreciate you and all of that good stuff. And so you're looking for that. It's really time for you to shift your focus. And this is about, I am now becoming aware of how successful I truly am. I am just now becoming aware of how many people I'm changing. I'm now becoming aware of all of the people who do love me. I'm now becoming aware of all of the people who do adore me. I'm now becoming aware of all of the people who love working with me. I'm now becoming aware of all of the people who love interacting with me, because so many people do. Okay. We're at 11 minutes. I don't think we're going to pull any more cards. I wanted this to be a quick, short read. I hope that you enjoyed this. Pile number 1, you are so totally the fucking shit. I hope that this was super duper helpful for you. Thank you for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. If you want to work with me one-on-one, all of the information on how you can do that is in the description box. Right now, I am offering clarity calls with Spirit. That's like my, I want to say, my number 1 offering right now. If you're not looking for hand-holding, long, extensive coaching, it's 1 hour, $600, and it's going to set you up for your personal growth for the next couple of weeks and months. And so if you want that, that's the only offering that you're not going to get through my website. You're going to have to email me or hit me up on Instagram. All of that information is going to be in the description box below, along with all of the other ways that the two of us can work together. Okay? Love y'all so much, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye. All right, what's up, pile number 2? For those of you who chose the 3 of Swords, or the second pile, let's see all of the reasons why you are the shit. We have our Astro die, so we are going to get into that. We have Mercury again. That's funny. We have Mercury in Sagittarius in the 12th house. Okay, so Mercury in Sagittarius in the 12th house with the 3 of Swords. Why are you the shit? You are the shit because of your ability to heal yourself. You are the shit because of your ability to tap in to they're saying universal forces. So for some of you, you really connect with and channel the angels. For others of you, they're saying you connect with and you channel the stars. For others of you, you can connect with and channel the planets. For some of you, it's all of those. For some of you, you just connect and channel source energy. For some of you, you connect and channel the ancestors. You would consider yourself to be a medium, right? There's a lot of different ways, but you are somebody who can, you're an amazing channel for divinity. And they're saying for a lot of you, this will show up in creativity. And so if you're like, I don't channel anything, I don't consider myself to be psychic. If you're a writer, you channel energy. If you are an artist, you channel energy. If you are existing, you are on the leading edge of creation. That is channeling the energy of the divine. You are literally divine energy channeled, right? Manifested in a physical body. So what makes you the shit is that, first of all. What also makes you the shit is your ability. It's your mind. They just said your mind. Your mind. You are absolutely brilliant. You are genius. There is no limit to the amount of things that you can comprehend and understand. And we are talking about a various amount of subject. The Sagittarian energy is very much the Knight of Wands energy. We want to say in the highest vibration. It's going from one thing to the next with this desire to expand, because it is Jupiterian energy. We have Sagittarius energy and Piscean energy here, because that's the energy of the 12th house. Piscean energy is going to come through with Neptune. That's where we're getting that kind of channeled, even though Jupiter energy and Sagittarius and 9th house energy is very much spiritual. It's very much about like that philosophy and stuff. But Jupiter is a traditional ruler of Pisces energy as well. And so we just kind of have Jupiter. Yes, we have this double Jupiter energy going on in this reading. And so Jupiter is all about expansion. You are somebody who has the understanding that your goal here, the reason you have incarnated is to expand. You understand that. And so having that understanding makes you somebody who is always looking to grow. This is the person who is, I know that I came here to grow and expand. And so I am going to experience as much growth and expansion as possible. That's basically Sagittarius's favorite quote. I know that I've come here to grow and expand. So I'm going to experience as much growth and expansion as possible. You are not the person who was supposed to, and we would argue that no one is, but you are very much not the person who was supposed to find one thing and stick to one thing forever. You are that person who is, oh yeah, in this segment of my life, I was really into physics. And so I bought all of these books about physics, and that's why there's a physics section in the library of my house. Oh yeah, that entire shelf is all about physics because I was really into that. But then I started really getting into astronomy, and so that's where that is. And then I really got into astrology. And so that's that section of books. There is this huge desire for knowledge and just a greater understanding of the world and the way that it works, and not just the physical world, although it could be, but just all of the worlds and how they work together. There's also something going on here with animals and just a love of nature, a love of the universe, and just this respect for life. Okay, this expansion, that Jupiterian energy is rooted in a respect for life. You came here into this physical body in order to have physical experiences, right? And so what does that mean? That means when you're non-physical, you can't taste food. When you're non-physical, you can't dance. When you're non-physical, you can't put on headphones and be completely enveloped within that sound and within that experience and within those emotions. When you are non-physical, you can't feel a heartbeat. When you are non-physical, you can't feel your heartbeat changing and altering with the pace of the music that you're listening to. When you're non-physical, you can't feel your heart palpitating when you're really excited, or when you're really happy, or when you're laughing really hard, or even when you're scared, or when you go for a run. A couple of weeks ago, damn, time moves so quickly, I went for a run, and I was at the end of my block, and my heart was, racing, and all I could think was, you are so alive right now. Like, that's so crazy. Like, this is what you came to experience. And so pile number 2, you are the shit because you understand that. And I think that there's a certain level of respect that you have for the pain and the trauma that you've experienced as you are working to heal and working to move through this energy. Because you could have, for a really long time, been trapped. For a long time, you could have really been just stuck in that despair. You could have felt like you had been torn apart so many times. They're saying broken down so many times. You are the shit because you are constantly, or you consistently decided to put yourself back together. And then there was this moment, or this could be going into your focus. It's going to be different for a couple of you. You're in different areas of your life, of course. And so there is just this energy of realizing I don't have to be in pain. I don't have to live my life like this. And that's what makes you the shit, because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that experience. Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini, which is so interesting because we dealt with opposites in pile number 1 as well. Sagittarius is the opposite of Gemini. We have Mercury here. Mercury is going to naturally rule Gemini as well as Virgo. And so this Mercury and Sagittarius energy, Mercury, Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter, Mercury and Jupiter are going to conflict with one another. And Jupiter also ruling Pisces. All of these are the mutable signs. And so all of the signs that are ruled by Mercury and all of the signs that are ruled by Jupiter, these signs conflict with each other, right? Pisces and Gemini are going to square. Pisces and Virgo are going to be opposites. Sagittarius and Pisces are also squaring each other, and so is Gemini and Virgo. But basically, our main point is that because Gemini, we're focusing on Gemini. We're not going to bring Virgo into the mix. Focusing on the energy of Gemini here, although we will. Okay, I'm just going to talk. The energy of Gemini is your local environment, right? So the energy of Mercury is your local environment. Gemini is the way that you grew up. Gemini is your elementary school education. Gemini is kindergarten through 12th grade or preschool through 12th grade. Sagittarius energy is college. Sagittarius energy is higher education. Sagittarius energy is going beyond that. And so this is why when you are high school and college, elementary school and college, these are two completely different experiences. This is why when people go off to college, they are, oh my God, I'm having this huge expansion of my mind. The world is so much greater than I thought that it was. The world is so much more vast. There are so many more different cultures and things like that that I had no clue existed. And I would have never discovered them had I stayed home, had I stayed where I came from. And that's why the energy of Mercury and the energy of Jupiter are opposites, but they're not. We don't want to say opposites and have you thinking that these are bad or opposing forces. It's about having a balance, understanding the need for a balance between both of these, and you are the shit because you really understand that. There was this point in your life where you kind of grew up in this environment of pain, right? You grew up in the family where pain is the norm, being poor is the norm, lack mentality is the norm, trauma is the norm. This is just the way that life is. Get used to it. Life is always going to disappoint you. Life is always hard for us. You grew up in that environment, and then that Sagittarian energy is literally your hold on, wait moment. I don't have to live like this. Things can get better for me. I don't have to be in misery. I don't have to be in pain. A lot of you have really struggled with, speaking of that kind of mutable sign energy and all of those, oppositions and squares. There is this tension. You felt pulled in many different directions, kind of trying to figure out who you are. And the answer is you're everything. And you could have felt like you grew up in a society that told you had to be one thing, you had to be a part of one group, you had to have one label, you had to have one job title, you had to do one thing, you had to choose one. And the message coming through, or the realization that you've recently had, is that you don't have to pick just one. You get to do all of the things. I recently am getting into just growing and expanding in a completely new way. There's a lot of things that I want to do creatively. I want to continue to do tarot and astrology and healing, right? This business is such a huge aspect of my life and I love it. But in terms of expanding in my business, expanding in my life, I want to get into fashion videos and I want to get into music and I want to get into creativity and I want to get into video production and I want to get into photography and I want to get into more different types of art and all of these things. And I can get into all of those things, but I've thought that you have to choose one. I have to, whatever I'm going to do, I have to make it fit. Excuse me. Shifts. Whatever I do, I have to make it fit into Nath Hughes Tarot. Whatever I do, I have to make it fit into this specific category. And that's not true. You can have 10 different businesses. You can have a million different things that you're doing. You get to have a million different passions because you came here to explore every single thing. You came here to explore every single thing. And so really the biggest thing for you right now is allowing yourself to experience that. And you are the shit because you understand that, because you inherently understand that. And the only hangups, the only resistance to that knowing is that maybe you incarnated into a family of people who didn't remember that, who didn't have that understanding of the way that the world works. And so there was a lot of constriction that you experienced, but now you have the power to completely transform that. Now you have the power to step into your truth and into your knowing. So that is really, really amazing. I hope that this was helpful to you. I hope that it made you happy. I hope that it hyped you up a little bit. Comment down below. Let me know if it did. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to work with me one-on-one, all of that information is going to be linked in the description box. The only thing that's not on my website that you'll have to email me or DM me on Instagram for is Clarity Calls. The sun popped out. It's Clarity Calls with Spirit. It's 1 hour setting you up for your personal growth over the next couple of weeks and months. If you want that, more information on it, or just information on what working one-on-one with me is like and all of that good stuff, feel free to reach out. We can chit chat. Other than that, I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye. What's up, pile number 3? For those of you who chose the High Priestess or the third pile, this is your reading. Let's get into it. We got your Astro dice. So we're going to roll that. We got Jupiter in Taurus in the 9th house, which is beautiful energy because the 9th house is going to be our associated with Sagittarius house. Sagittarius, Taurus energy, the energy of the High Priestess. We're talking about your intuition. We're very much talking about your spirituality. You are the shit because you have a greater spiritual understanding than you are giving yourself credit for. This is about the realization that the energy, source energy, the energy that creates worlds, the energy that created the universe, the source of all things flows through you. You allow that to flow powerfully through you. And that is why you are the shit. You are absolutely the shit because you allow yourself to be intuitively led in your life. You allow yourself to be intuitively led in your life. And there is this energy of Jupiter. This is very much Knight of Wands energy. You are very much that person who on the outside looking in, people might view you as somebody who jumps into things, right? Because her eyes are closed, but this is not necessarily the case. And what's really beautiful is spirituality. When you really understand it, when you really connect with source and you see how intricate things are and how infinite intelligence is working for you and on your behalf, you realize there is no such thing as a coincidence, right? So I will give an example. So I was manifesting, working and getting into a mentorship, and I was inspired to create a video for my Instagram story, which you should follow me on. And I was watching over this video, and a part of this video I talked about this mentorship that I was manifesting, right, being a part of. And I was talking about just the importance of working with healers, the importance of having help, the importance of having assistance, and how that will help you reach your goal quicker. And so one of my friends who is also a part of this group mentorship that I'm joining, she saw the video and then reached out to the woman who will be our coach, or who is our coach, and she is like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Nathallie is joining this, blah, blah, blah. And so then the coach reaches out to me and says, hey, so-and-so reached out to me and said that you were joining the mentorship. And so we're super excited to have you in all of this. And how are you doing? Because we know that you are working on it and getting ready to join and blah, blah, blah. And so the conversation that I had with that woman then served as a greater energetic shift for me, really helping me to solidify and further allow in this mentorship into my life. And so basically we say all of that to say, when you are in your manifestation process, when you are working, when you're in your step 2 and your step 3, and you're receiving that guidance, you're receiving that inspired action, you think it's one thing. They're saying a drop in the ocean. You think that it is one action that you take that gets you this result instantly, but there's so much more. It's so much deeper and it's so much greater. And so you are incredibly intelligent and you're incredibly smart, and things always work out for you because you understand this, because you understand that the universe is working on your behalf, because you understand that you don't have to have your eye on everything. You understand, and for some of you, we're getting into the message. Again, it depends on where you are in your personal growth, but there is an understanding that the universe has your back, that your inner being is working out everything perfectly for you. And what that means is that you don't have to understand exactly how it's going to happen, because you know that your inner being is going to work it out. You know that your inner being is rendezvousing with you, right? You said, hey, inner being, I want some personal growth. I want some confirmation on this. And so your inner being shot out a ping. My inner being shot out a ping. I've been asking my inner being, inspire me. I want to create more content. What type of content should I create? I want content that's going to inspire me so much. And so our inner beings start rendezvousing with each other. I get the idea to create this video, and then you watch it, right? You're guided to watching the video, and then you get the shifts that you've been looking for. You get further solidified. You get the hype up that you've been asking the universe for. And so it is in this way that we are kind of co-creating this existence, right? It is in this way that you have manifested this video as much as I manifested this video. We are working together. And so you didn't have to sit and say, okay, I want Nathallie Hughes to make this video on this topic and to give me this shift. All you did was say, inner being, I want this shift. And you didn't even, for some of you didn't even say that out loud. It's about that desire, right? And then our inner beings rendezvousing with each other. The rest is history. And so that is really what makes you the shit. It's understanding that you can just allow. It's the art of allowing, and you've really mastered it. Your values are what make you the shit. Your values rooted in spirituality, your recipe for growth and expansion is what makes you the shit. Okay, let's see. We didn't pull other cards for anyone else, but I want to pull some more. We got the Empress. Wow. So what makes you the shit is, again, we're talking about growth. This is very much growth. The Empress, right? We're talking about gestation. We're talking about, I'm hearing from the Cheetah Girls, the first one. Y'all remember that song where they're talking about like going all around the world? There is just this energy of growth and expansion, and there just being so many different elements. Again, we're talking about this deep appreciation for nature, understanding that you are a part of nature. Oh yes, beautiful. Do you ever think about the fact, because I was listening to Abraham Esther Hicks, and one of the things she said was that she said, I think she called them like the beasts of this realm, right? They are manifesting. Law of attraction works for them as well, but they're better at it than us. They don't have such strong desires as we do. We're not co-creating in the same way, but they get into steps 2 and 3 more easily. They get into steps of inspired action and receiving more easily than we do. And so I was thinking about that. And if you need help understanding manifestation, I have a whole workshop that is available for you to purchase. Check the link in the description. You can get that recording. Super duper powerful stuff. So what it really helped me to realize was that cheetahs and all of the animals in the world, they just be getting their needs met. They just be out here like, man, I hope there's some prey. And the prey always be there. You know what I'm saying? The prey always be there. They're always intuitively led to where to go hunting, to where to go lurking, to where to go looking. right? The animals, I'm hungry. The grass is always there. Every single thing that you need. One thing that we really learn from animals and the simplicity, but also the complexity of the way that they live, is that animals are always allowing themselves to get their needs met. And of course, there are some who die and all of that different stuff, but we're talking about the ability to survive for hundreds of thousands of years and the ability to evolve. You know what I'm saying? Cows have survived as much as human beings have, and we both have really evolved into being where we are now. And we say all of this to say, what makes you the shit is your understanding of this, your appreciation of this. It's the ability to go with the flow. And what we really feel like right now is we're helping you to get those shifts. It's, I can go with the flow because my prey is always going to be there. My prey is always going to be there. And if your prey is equal to your desire, my desire is always going to be there. Every single time I want something, I can get that thing. Every single time I want something, I can experience that thing. And now they're singing from the Lion King, the circle of life. It is about allowing. One of the things that's really helped me in terms of my growth in my business and my growth in my finances is, you know that you're going to grow. You know that your growth is inevitable. You incarnated on the leading edge of creation in order to create, in order to grow, in order to level up. You are always expanding. And so you know that more money has to come into your account eventually. You know that the clients have to come into your account eventually. So why not allow them in now? You know that you have to get the new job because the way that the laws of the universe work, as you get in alignment, as you do your work, your desires have to come in. Your growth has to come in. Your next level has to come in. The universe isn't going to fail you. And so having that realization of, oh, I am going to grow. I am going to grow. My inner being is always leading me to my desire. My inner being is always leading me to my desire. And when we talk about the path of least resistance, resistance is your belief systems that you hold in between you and your desire. So your desire for more money, but the belief system that you hold of more money being for evil people, the universe maybe won't be able to bring you $100,000, but the universe can bring you somebody who will buy you food. Right? And that in itself is a money manifestation. The path of least resistance is my inner being is getting me to my desire, but my inner being is getting me to that desire in the best way possible for me, in the best way for me that has the least amount of resistance. And so when we do our healing work, we're doing the work to release resistance so that we can get to our desire and we can get to our goal quicker, so that we can get to our feeling better quicker, so that we can allow our lives to improve quicker, so that we can grow and expand quicker, so that we can be experiencing the growth that we want quicker. And so that's really where you're at right now, pile number 3. It's really about allowing. It's about allowing your values and your shifts to completely change, allowing the way that you live and experience life and the world, allowing what you believe to completely change, shift, and alter, because your growth is, they're saying, imminent. Your growth is absolutely coming. Your growth is inevitable. So you might as well allow that growth to happen now. You might as well allow your inner being to get you there. They're saying something, I don't want to mention it in this video. Look out for a video that I post talking about Disneyland, talking about going to Disneyland and your manifestations. That'll be helpful for you. Other than that, that's really all that I have for this reading. I hope that it was helpful to you. And please comment and let me know if it was. And if you want to work with me one-on-one, all of that information will be in the description box below. The only thing that's not on my website, you'll have to DM me for it or email me for it, is my current clarity calls with Spirit. It's $600 for the hour. It's going to get you your growth for the next couple of weeks and months. Other than that, all of my other offerings are available on my website. All of that information will be in the description box. So I will talk to you later. Thank you again for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Bye.